This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Well, Reggie Wright Jr., who was the head of Death Row Security, does an interview reacting to Nas' Death Row East. Nas has a song on his current album, King's Disease 2, where he's talking about Death Row East and meeting up with Pac in Bryant Park and everything. And Reggie Wright Jr. Disagrees where Nas says, if you don't know, Pac was shot at Quad Studios, I don't know, like a year and a half before, or 2 years prior, or a year and a half or 2 years prior. And there was a rumor that a guy named Big Stretch set up Pac at Quad Studios. He said, Pac was never set up by Stretch. I stepped him and Bryant Park so we could speak direct. He didn't disrespect, and we plan to reconnect. So, Reggie Wright Jr. says, I disagree with that statement because it's no coincidence that Big Stretch was taken out on the anniversary of Pac being shot there. And, Pac felt that way, so he kind of sided with Pac now. Hey, it is what it is. Well, I guess we'll never know that. But then he talks about how everyone blames Snoop and Suge. I mean, not Snoop, I'm sorry. Everyone blames Tupac and Suge for their beef with the East Coast. Because, it was really between Biggie and Pac, and it stemmed from that whole shooting incident, too. And also, Suge Knight and them didn't feel like they were getting fair radio play in New York City. New York wouldn't play a lot of West Coast songs like the West Coast was playing East Coast songs. So it was like a big struggle with, the record company stuff and then also personal issues. But Snoop and them capitalized off of the whole East Coast, West Coast beef when Snoop and Daz and all them, they were kicking buildings down in the New York video. They said it was paying homage, but you don't pay homage to somebody by doing a music video, acting like you're King Kong in New York City, knocking buildings down. That's disrespect. So when they were trying to shoot that video, their trailer got shot up in Brooklyn. Right around the time Biggie was like, yo, how are we going to let these guys disrespect our city and shoot the video in New York City? And they had to finish the video in L.A. in a green screen. Now, Reggie Wright Jr. says that Snoop tries to put this narrative out there now that I was paying homage with New York. I didn't have any beef with New York, but that's impossible. That you were paying homage and kicking buildings down. I mean, that's come on, that's just ridiculous. And actually. Oh, and also he mentioned that Snoop was always laughing on the side of the stage when Pac was performing. There's a House of Blues performance tape where you could see where he's doing Hit 'Em Up, talking about faith and everything, and Snoop is laughing on the side of the stage. Reggie Wright Jr. just made the case that they were with the whole East Coast, West Coast. I mean, it was good for record sales, right? And obviously now looking at it, everyone regrets it because two people lost their lives and two cases that aren't even solved. Now, Nas and Tupac, we've heard about this story where Nas and Pac met up in Bryant Park, and Tupac was launching a label, Death Row East, with Eric B. to kind of smooth things over with New York, pay homage that way. And Snoop and Pac, Nas and Pac linked up in Bryant Park after the MTV Awards at a party, and they squashed everything, and they were supposed to, meet up in Vegas a week later. Unfortunately, Pac died in Vegas that same time when Nas was shooting the Street Dreams video. So they never got to link up and do songs. Anyway, Snoop and them, they were with the beef too. I mean, let's be honest, okay? Now, the Snoop and Pac, we already, we've heard this a million times, but Snoop and Pac had disagreements because Snoop did an interview while they were in New York during that, MTV Awards thing, and he did an interview saying with Angie Martinez saying he has no beef with anybody in New York and he wants to link up with Big and do records, and it's like they didn't even have a discussion about that at Death Row as a label. He moved independently on that move instead of everyone, just wanting to put everything at peace. And if I was Pac, I would have been mad too. It's like, yo, you're making me out to be the villain now when we were all doing this, And I have a personal problem with this guy because I believe he had something to do with me getting shot. And if anyone's going to resolve anything, it's going to be me. So Reggie Wright Jr. Talks about all that kind of stuff. And, it's good insight. I mean, but go check out his interview on Dialogue YouTube. He has a lot of great content on there talking about hip-hop history and stuff. I mean, that's where you see the Danny Boy stuff and everything. Dialogue does a great job interviewing people from around those times and capturing history. Anyway, see, look, Snoop was kicking the buildings down. Look, I mean, he was kicking the buildings down. This was a problem that everybody had. Anyways, I will check you guys later. This is Jordan Tower JT News. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Smash that like button, all that good stuff. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.